Hello, Internet. I'm KrissieDeathy, and welcome back. If you've been here before, welcome in if you're new. This is an anime review where I review an anime over a speed paint of my artwork. I've done about 3 of these so far, so hopefully I've got the format down by now. The other ones I've done are PreCure Tropical Rouge, Delicious Party PreCure, Witchy PreCure, and the Welcome Home anime that's a slice of life. So technically, I've done about 4 that should be live on my YouTube by now. Woo! Today I'll be talking about PreCure a la mode. I often refer to this PreCure series as PreCure a la mode for short, and I think I've seen a couple of other people do it online as well, as I only got into the PreCure franchise as like Tropical Rouge was airing or had finished airing. So yeah. Our background. A la mode is the 14th series in the franchise. Yes, I know I'm watching these out of order. Le gasp. It aired from February 5th, 2017 to January 28th, 2018 and has 49 episodes. The directors are Hirata Kohai and Kaizawa Yukio. I apologize for butchering all these Japanese names in advance. I am just not good with names and pronouncing words in general. I screw up words in English all the time. Kohai has also worked on Go Princess PreCure and Witchy PreCure as an episode director in those series for 3 episodes and 4 episodes respectively. Speaking of which, did a Witchy PreCure review. Please go check it out. We also have the sequel that's airing, or I think finished airing. I'm like an episode or so behind because my husband hasn't sat down to watch that one with me. Yukio has also worked on Go Princess PreCure, Star Twinkle, Tropical Rouge, and Delicious Party. Hey, I've seen 3 of those to completion. He directed the Go Princess Cure Flora and the Mischievous Mirror film. He directed the Star Twinkle Miracle Universe film. He was a storyboard artist for 4 episodes of Tropical Rouge and 3 episodes of Delicious Party. Series composition is by Tanaka Jin. Jin has also worked as a secondary writer on Danbutsu Sentai Zugoher. Jin was the series composition for Go Princess. They also worked on Doki Doki, Happiness Charge, Witchy Girl, Hagito, Star Twinkle, Healing Good, and Delicious Party. Character design was done by Ano Marie. Marie has worked on Yes 5, Fresh, Smile, and Superstars. All of these being different PreCure series. According to the PreCure Wiki trivia section, they stated that La Mode's character designs were influenced by Yumakoshi Hoshihiko's Heartcatch character designs. Heartcatch being another PreCure series. I write a lot of these and say a lot of them in shorthand. The music is done by Hayashi Yukio. He was the main composer from A la Mode to Star Twinkle in 2019. So from 17 to 2019, that's about 2 years. He also worked on Pokemon 2019 anime film series. A character in Heartcatch shares a name with him. Well, that's cool. Toei Animation is the studio, of course. They make all the PreCure and several other things that I'm sure we all know of. They are like the main studio in Japan. They're one of the most common studio names you'll come across from Japan. The show aired on TV Sashi in Japan and can be streamed on Crunchyroll. Should I add another bit of please sponsor me, Crunchyroll? I'm not sure. Don't think so. I would still like that sponsorship, though. I mean, please send it my way, Crunchyroll. It would be great. The themes are sweets, animals, and creativity. The Cures manage a pastisserie, which is basically a word that is very hard for me to get my mouth around, so I'm just going to shorten it to pastry shop to save my thick-ass tongue the trouble. There's a reason they put me in speech therapy for years. Characters. Cure Whip, or Usami Ishika, is our pink cure. She's a cheerful second-year middle schooler who loves sweets. She bounces around with excitement like a rabbit, her animal, and she runs headfirst into doing things. She often fails at baking because she's rushing from excitement. She's skilled at making sweets look like animals. She's based on rabbits and strawberry shortcake. Cure Custard. Oh, this is going to be a hard name for me to pronounce. Erisugawa Himari is our yellow cure. She's super smart about food science and is very hardworking. She's super shy and tends to run away due to said shyness. She's so fast and light when she runs, Whip compares her to a squirrel. Once she's talking about something she loves, sweet science, for example, she can ramble on for hours. She has some trauma about this because of some things her classmates said to her in elementary school. She is also a second-year middle schooler. Cure Gelato Tategami Aoi is our blue cure. She is based on ice cream and lions. Rawr. She's a second-year middle schooler. She is the lead singer of a rock band called Wild Azure. She loves being free. Her family is rich, well-to-do, and she dislikes all the restrictions that come with it. At the pastry shop, she is in charge of the parts that make use of her physical strength and supports the food shape. Cure Macaron, or macaroon, however you want to pronounce it. It's a tomato kind of thing for me over here. Kotozume Yukari is our purple cure. She's based on macaroons and cats, a second-year high schooler. She's the cool and popular girl. She tends to get bored easily and thus causes some mischievous actions that only the red cure seems to notice. She begins finding every day more fun after meeting Cure Whip. She lives with her grandma, who runs a Japanese tea house. Cure Chocolate. Kinjo Akira is our red cure. She is based on chocolate and dogs. She is our second-year high schooler. And girl is angles. She has a strong sense of justice. Her younger sister is living in a hospital, all sickly, so she often gives them chocolate when she visits. She's friendly and gets along with people well. If Macaroon is Sailor Moon's Neptune, then Chocolate is the series' Sailor Uranus. She's beautiful and androgynous in looks that many people confuse her for a man. She also picks up on Macaron's actions quickly and tries to talk to her about it. This leads to tension of why don't you go on a date or something. Cure Parfait. Kira Hoshi Cell. Kirarin is our rainbow cure, according to the wiki. Her second theme color is turquoise. She's a rabbit-esque fairy who used to live on Ichigo Mountain. Her and her twin brother moved to France to learn more about pastry making. She learned to take on a human form there and became a world-famous baker. One of her dreams was to become a PreCure. She likes to make people happy with her sweets. She also owns her own shop in town of said pastry shop the other girls work at. Her relationship with her twin brother is a good character growth point for her. She is 13 years old. We now have our other fairies, since we know our mid-season cure, which is Cure Parfait, is also a fairy. Pecorin, a cute, chubby dog-like fairy. She loves sweets and gets hungry often. Her hair changes color with her mood. She can feel the scent of the sweet's energies, a skill it seems all fairies seem to have. She also dreams of becoming a PreCure. She often tries to fight the enemy herself, only to be blown away / hurt in the process. She eventually gains the ability to become a human, but it's hard for her to maintain. On rare occasions, she can become Cure Pecorin With a theme of donuts, her favorite food. Kind of wish they called it Cure Donut, but whatever. With the colors pink and yellow. I'm mentioning this because she does technically transform in the show instead of a film of the series, like some of the other fairies do, aka Cure Mofaron. But she's not really a cure for long in the series. I think she's a cure for, like, the finale, like, final 3 episodes, if that. Charu is an old dog-like fairy who lives on Ichigo Mountain. He is the main leader on the mountain. Before the bad guys came, he is stuck in ghost form, tied to the pastry shop throughout the entirety of the series until, like, the very end. This makes for good gags in the show. He has the girls to protect the sweets from the bad guys. He takes a human form to act as the owner/manager of the shop, though he is still ghostly in this form. It's very funny. His human form is an elderly gent with a mustache wearing a purple suit. He carries around a yellow umbrella to deflect attacks. Our villains. Kirakiraru Thieves is the group's name. They consist of evil/mischievous fairies. Their goal is to steal the sweets energy found in the world's sweets to become powerful. They wear a belt with a red buckle with a black star in the center. The belt allows them to steal sweet energy. It also brainwashes the thieves to be evil. Julio, Kuroki, Rio, and Picario, and / Cure Waffles. Dude has a bunch of names for, like, every form. He is Cure Parfait's younger twin brother. As a fairy, he is called Picario. And welcome to spoilers, so please skip ahead if you don't want that. Because it's impossible to talk about our guy without mentioning plot stuff. He is a rabbit-like fairy, like his sister. Parfait got so absorbed in learning about baking after taking her human form that she ignored her bro and said something mean about the waffles he had spent all day making for her. This broke his little heart, and he lost the ability to put sweet energy in the food. Devastating. So anything he makes turns gray. He runs away in France because dude is emotionally wrecked. Big Bad recruits him and fills him with dark energy. He takes on the name Julio. As Julio, he makes the brainwash belts for the thieves. He takes the form of a navy-haired Rio to mess with the cures while looking human as a transfer student. Parfait shows up on the scene, and the two have to confront each other. He goes good, then dies. Like, legit dies, and is in a coma. Like, he's semi-transparent in a coma. They place him at an altar of the legendary cure. He is eventually revived with the power granted by the legendary cure, and is Cure Waffles. Not officially stated in the show, but it is listed in the trivia section of the wiki that this form of his is called Cure Waffles when he has this power up, and it lasts for an episode, if that. He helps with a big fight, gets hurt, but stays alive this time. Just no more Cure Waffles for us. So he is called Kuroki Rio with a lighter blue hair this time. He still has some emotional hang-ups, and Parfait jumps into a relationship like they're fighting and stuff never really happened, and Rio just, he can't do that. And he does work at his sister's sweet shop. So yeah, poor Rio. Okay, spoilers done on Rio. There's gonna be more spoilers to come. My Berry is a haughty gothic Lolita. She uses her doll, Iru, to brainwash people and spread rumors. She received Iru from Noir, our big bad of the series. The sweet energy goes into Iru to turn into a monster to fight the cures. She has a kind of tsundere personality, and she eventually turns good and works at Cure Parfait's pastry shop. Alicio uses his cards to attack people and create monsters. He likes to mentally manipulate people. He considers himself a shell of Noir. He strategizes his attacks, later merging himself with elements of his tarot cards to fight. And I have some more spoilers on Alicio, because I like Alicio. And I don't know if I mentioned this later on the script, but I probably do. We're going to read it. So spoilers ahead, little spoiler warning. Spoilers, Alicio was created from a stolen cupcake Noir took from the legendary cure Lumiere. Alicio detests emotions and believes the perfect utopia is one without feelings and memories. This leads him to become the true big bad of the series. In spoilers here. Grave is our big buff bad villain. He drives a big showy car and commands a group of clay puppets to help him. Before the start of the series, Grave was a brash businessman who trampled all over the weak. Diablo is a wolf monster who served Noir in the past. He creeps in the shadows. He was severely injured in the fight with the legendary cure. He's very ferocious and very loyal. He goes to great lengths to surpass his original power. Spoilers, he later gets merged with Grave's car, and then one of Alicio's cards. He's later reincarnated as a puppy with Noir and Lumiere. And the spoilers there. Noir is our bad guy, and recruits/corrupts all the other villains over the course of 100 years. Noir is selfish and hot-tempered. Spoiler, Noir was originally a soldier who was injured and brought home by Lumiere, the legendary PreCure. She nursed him back to health. He threw a tantrum when Lumiere refused to make sweets slowly for him. He turns villain and covers the town in darkness and hates sweets ever since. He later reincarnates as a child with Diablo and Lumiere. And spoilers for Noir, there will be more spoilers. I should just add a spoiler warning at the very beginning, you know? Other characters. See how I, put them in sections? For reasons. Lumiere is our legendary here. Her human form wears a kimono. She is a kind-hearted and gorgeous woman who makes sweets to provide happiness for everyone. She doesn't tolerate anyone who wants to selfishly possess sweets for themselves. She helps the Cures to purify Rio. The Cures then time travel to Lumiere's time, and she sends them the crystal animals and the Kiraru creamer. The Cures mostly see her as a spirit. She's later reincarnated at the end of the series. Yusami Jinichiron is Whip's dad, who works at a dojo, I believe karate. Yusumi Satomi is Whip's mom, a traveling doctor. She often makes sweets with Whip. Kenjo Miko is Chocolate's sickly little sister. Girl pretty much lives at this hospital. I feel so bad. I think I mistyped his last name, but the first name is Kai. They're the basis for Gelato's band, Wild Azor. Dude's got red-orange hair and a yellow jacket with glasses. Gives me teen Ronald McDonald vibes. His t-shirt has a black cat on it. He's also the lyricist of the group. Yokogawa Ruta is Wild Azor's guitarist. Ruta has turquoise hair and pinstripe shorts. Asaka Sara is Wild Azor's drummer. She has a side bob cut with lavender stripe in her hair. She has a magenta hat and earrings. Misaki Ayane is a rock singer who Gelato admires and inspired Gelato to be a rock singer themselves. Mitsushima Mitsubishi is Gelato's family butler. He objects to her dream of rock stardom. He deeply cares for her. It could be read as romantic or Big Brother. It could be an either-or situation, and I'm sure there's plenty of fan fictions where it is a mixture of both, or one or the other. I haven't explored the PreCure fanfiction section. I don't think I could handle it. There's a lot of people and a lot of names I struggle to follow. I need a picture graph. Grocery shop owner. The owner of the town's grocery shop at the shopping district. He's known Cure Whip for a long time. Outfits. We're going to start with Cure Whip, our pink Cure. So obviously she's based off of strawberry shortcake and bunny rabbit. So we got bunny rabbit ears, the little dollops, which also reminisce the cotton tail. All of them are going to have these animal toe kind of like thing on their shoe. We've got like our little necklace choker that's set up to kind of be like strawberry syrup, little strawberry bow here. We've got like these little dollops of whipped cream meant to be like the top of a cake. And like the cream, strawberry lines, strawberry cake. Very poofy, very cute, very adorbs. And that is Cure Whip. I don't have a lot of energy and I apologize. 40-minute video file corrupted as I had clicked stop recording. And I just don't have a lot of energy now. And of course, we got her dessert, which is a strawberry shortcake on her headband right here. Here we are with Cure Custard. One, love a cute side ponytail. Always makes me super duper happy. We've got the custard flan headband, little squirrel ears, the squirrel tail. Now, I do not know if cherries is a common topping in Japan for a custard, as it's not something I see often, but it very well could be. Who knows? We've got like that caramel part of the flan right here as well. Her cute little compact. I love these off-the-shoulder ripples right here. The way those sleeves are, I think they're very cute. Yellow bow. And then, of course, we got the red cherries, the red choker, a red glove end cap here to kind of like hold it in place. And then we've got this little floof here. And then her little animal shoes. And her heels are more flat. So she's pretty much wearing flats. And I like her shoes and the fact that this is just a cute fancy sock. Very adorbs. I just like Custard's design. I think she's a very cute kind of character. And we're going to move on to Gelato. So Gelato, obviously they did her hair to be reminiscent of a lion. We got the lion tail, lion ears. I like that they incorporated the fact that she's punk rocker into this design. With the fact like we have like the crown for like the bowl of gelato on her head. Brown earrings and kind of like the leathery gloves and jacket and boots. I like that this is reminiscent of an ice cream cone right here. I don't know what you call this part of the jacket. We've got like the floofy parts. We got yellow. I like that the gelato ice cream, you have like a vanilla scoop and then like a blue and white mixed scoop. And she's kind of got like more of a platform combat boot situation going on with her shoes. And I like that she's got one sock up and one sock down. I just remember there was a certain time where like all the rocker kids had that kind of like look where like you don't want to be too symmetrical. So I like that. And then we're going to move on to Macaron, who is cat themed. So we got the cat ears, cat tail. She has like the macaron on her head with the two like little red dots, which relate to this ankle bracelet. She's got like the thin kind of like heels. And since macarons or macaroons, they're like that French pastry. So this here kind of gives me like corset kind of vibes because the French be fancy. And then the skirt, they did it circly, kind of like they did Gelato's. Gelato's is a big circle to reference to Gelato. They did hers as a flatter circle to reference, like, so this is the top macaroon, this is like the bottom macaroon or the foot of the macaroon, and this part can kind of be read as the filling. So that's nice. And then we're going to move on to Pure Chocolate, who really likes to be angles. We have like the top hat with the dripping chocolate off of it. And for a while, my husband and I, like watching the opening, we weren't sure what Pure Chocolate was. We weren't aware they were a dog. We were like, another cat? A fox, perhaps? And we have like the ears and then the bushy tail. And I realized this collar, this choker, she's got like this square metal thing that's kind of like a dog tag. And it matches her earrings. I like that they gave her like the princely vibe, but also I feel like it definitely references Revolutionary Girl Utena. So we have these big poofy like classical print sleeves. I love the side cape. The side cape is awesome. I like that there's a chocolate bar to hold the tie in. And I like that we get a little feminine with the skirt here, and then we have shorts underneath it because she is fighting and we don't want people seeing her undies. To match with the big poofy print sleeves, we have this giant collar, whatever you want to call it, for her gloves cuffs with a square glove cuff, whatever you want to call that, I don't know. White socks, and then we got the fur-lined boots, which also have a heel, just more blocky, so she's got more stable balance, I guess. And animal toes at the end. And our next one is Cure Parfait, which I believe is Pegasus and Parfait. So we've got like the horse ears, the wings, and the horse tail for the Pegasus part, as well as these boots, which have, obviously from this angle, you can see like they're meant to look like horse hooves. They're a very tall platform heel. Her parfait here with like the little cherry, an orange, a melon. I'm not sure what that yellow fruit is supposed to be at this moment. We have a cherry here. We've got like the melony fruit earrings, the yellow pearls. Her top part of her dress is definitely meant to reference the glass that a parfait is in. I personally haven't had the kind of like really fancy parfaits that you see in Japanese anime. I've only ever had the basic ones that you would get at like my local Publix, which is, and a couple of other stores, which is mostly yogurt, a packet of granola, and some fruit like blueberries or strawberries or something. I think I saw one that was strawberry banana. But we got this beautiful like color like fabric right here to represent all the fruit that goes in those very fancy parfaits that you see in anime that I'm very jealous of. And then we're gonna move on to our next one, which is Cure Pecorin. Oh no, hold on. Cure Pecorin. I didn't mean to pull it out of the window. Which, for the longest time and every single time, I have been calling her Cure Donut because I've been posting my screenshots onto a Tumblr blog that I take while I'm watching the shows, and I took several when I was watching this show, and I went and I queued them up into my blog, and I legit mark her down as Cure Donut because I thought that was her name. Turns out it's not. It's Cure Pecorin. Should have been Cure Donut because she's obviously very donut themed. She's got the donut like little things right here for the buns with the two pigtails, which is definitely reminiscent of Sailor Moon, but super cute with little dollops of cream. Even like her bow is kind of like reminiscent of donuts with the red thing. Her skirt is definitely just a giant pink donut, the classic pink donut, and it's got like little red dot sprinkles. Her boots right here, those are donuts with like the icing dripping down onto the boot. She's just a very cute, adorable character. I do like her design. I wasn't sure how I felt about Pecorin at first, and then she grew on me. That seems to be how it is with most of these fairies, if not all of them. And this is our legendary Cure Lumiere. I would zoom in, but it won't let me, which is annoying. But she's got her little hat, her big ol' whisk wand, her chef jacket right here with the sleeves. She's just very bell shape, actually. Like, look at this. Swoop. Swoop, 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 swoop. And then we've got her regular everyday, and then she's got butterfly wings. Lumiere, and a little chef hat with a star on it. Very cute. And now, we're gonna go into the power-ups, because I've got time, I guess. So, we have the bunny ears. The strawberry shortcake looks slightly different. This big old dollop whoop. And Whips definitely looks like a wedding dress. Which, if my husband sees this, he's just like, I hate that they made her look like a bride. Because that is one of his criteria. And how he judges these shows when he comes in. He complains about how much their dresses look like a wedding dress because they are children. But we've got like strawberry heart on the chest plate. All this beautiful strawberries, layers upon layers with like the pink red beads on the bottom layer. still can see her animal toes from here. And her sleeves now cuffed with a poofy dollop. And we still have bunny tail, which I don't think I mentioned last time. I don't remember. I kind of free-handed this last time. And then the video file corrupted and it was 40 minutes long. And I'm still sad about it. Alright, this is Custard. So I really like Custard's outfit. She's got her little flan, her little floofy red poof. I like how her hair looks. I love that she's got like this shawl, like it's a little bit chilly, but also like wintry fall vibes with her cute little bow of her cherries. Her orange dollops here. So putting Pure Custard, she feels like she's not like wedding dress so much as Cure Whip, but she is definitely on her way to like a ball or a dance of some sort, and she looks precious, and I love her. Can you tell that Cure Custard is one of my favorites right now? Alright, here's Gelato. So her hair got bigger, her crown got more pronounced. You can't see her earrings as much. Her gloves don't look as cool as earlier, but like all the white fringe on her got spikier. And then we have this swoop with the blue dollops here. We got more spikier here. And also the boots are different. So the boot, one boot goes all the way up. One boot is short to reference how her socks were earlier. So that's cool. And then we've got more layers to the ice cream. I wonder like if they design like the regular or the power-up. I wonder how they design the power-up outfits. Here, macaron. So we've got her with this beautiful floof here. We've got multiple petticoat layers. Right up here, the purple dots on the bottom layer. Macaron, got a bigger bow. This, still not quite sure where this kind of outfit would go, other than like a red carpet premiere somewhere maybe. But this one, you know how I said Custard looks like she's going to a ball? Macaron is also going to a ball. I don't know what trouble she's going to get up into, but she is also going to a ball. And then we have Chocolate, who's also going to a ball. Very princely, but more femininely princely, almost queen vibe. So the hat now has this beautiful feather on it. And we have this heart-shaped chocolate piece with this, I believe it's an ascot. I don't know for sure. I think it's called an ascot. I think that's what you just call like this little part here. I would have to watch NerdSync's video about ascots where he explored it while talking about Fred. And then I love this beautiful jacket. I have a thing for these jackets, actually. This kind of like overcoat jacket vest she's wearing. I've got a thing for these. I find them very attractive. Her sleeves, instead of like the big red ones, they became poofy fur, which matches this under petticoat right here. And then we have this layer kind of like dress part, but it's still open, so like she can kick your butt with the red dollops here. Her tail got longer. I love these boots and how like this gold is kind of melted over, kind of like melted chocolate. Very nice outfit. It was great. And then we have Parfait, and the red in this Parfait went to a pink, and there was a cherry on top, and now it's not a cherry, but we still have the cherry here. The wings got bigger. She also got little floof here, and hers is also, she's going to a ball. So 3 of these guys is going to a ball. One's going to a wedding, or is the bride at a play pretend wedding, and I'm not sure what Gelato's doing. Gelato's just doing her own thing. She's on her way to carpets and stuff. Which makes sense because Rockstar. But we've got like this glass, these layers. I love that there's a giant orange slice and a thing of grapes on the side. That's really cool. And then we've got like the little turquoise orbs here because I'm pretty sure I stated this earlier. Cure Parfait is the rainbow cure is her main theme. So she's meant to have multiple colors, but her secondary color is turquoise. And you can see that definitely with these orbs. I'm not sure how well you can see it with the main one, as I kind of read that as a light blue, not so much turquoise, but who knows. But yeah, that is all the PreCure outfits. This one's my favorite. Plot summary. Alamode starts off with the fairy village being attacked. Charu, the purple dog fairy, loses his body attempting to protect the fairies. Cut to Whip grocery shopping to make a strawberry cake for her mom coming home. She struggles to get the cake to come out correctly. Pecorin sees her and flies into her house to assist her because she's over mixing the cake and losing the Kira sparkles. Together they make a great looking cake A villain steals the sweet energy, and as they go to give chase, Whip gets a call from her mom. She finds out her mom won't be coming home after all. She said she understands doctor stuff, but she's devastated and sees no point in returning her cake back to normal. Pecorin gives her a motivational speech, and Whip transforms and beats the villain. She meets Charu, who is now a purple ghost fairy, and is given the cafe box, which is a cute toy case that opens and becomes a kind of like tree cafe, which is very, very nice. And definitely toy marketing, not gonna lie. Whip meets Pudding a few days later. She works hard to get to know her and makes a squirrel pudding for her. We recruit Gelato next. We get one episode of the trio before Cure Macaron joins the team. Cure Chocolate joining right after. Whip has a crush on Chocolate at first, believing her to be a boy, and oh boy do the animators play into it. They show Chocolate in only the best of angles. So beginning from episode 7, we have our main team of 5. We have them putting together a tea party to celebrate being a team, using Cure energy to make items and decorate the cafe. Macaron and Chocolate butt heads as Chocolate can see through Macaron and that she's hiding her feelings, and it makes Macaron uncomfortable. Julio infiltrates their school to cause trouble. The Cures help with PR videos for the town's shopping district. Gelato fights with her family butler about doing what she loves. The villains go after Chocolate's sickly sister multiple times. It hurts my heart every time that they do this. And my husband and I will complain every single time we see it happening on the screen. But it is logical to go after the loved ones, so they knew how to enrage us with this. Macaron realizes Julio's citizen persona is sus and tells him lies to lure him into a trap and find out his identity. However, she doesn't tell the others, and he targets Whip, Julio taking her Cure energy and leaving her almost soulless. She eventually gets the Cure energy back and they defeat Julio, but Barry starts spreading rumors sabotaging the cafe business. Episode 19 introduces Cure Parfait, but she doesn't transform until episode 23. During this time, we see her as a young prodigy pastry chef find out she's a fairy, that Julio is her twin brother, that they had a falling out in France, and that she has come back to town to see if he returned to the fairy village. Julio, now called Rio, was jealous of her talent with sweet energy and ability to turn human. He was filled with dark energy by Noir. The Cures restore his fairy form, but he's still resentful towards Parfait. Parfait feels horrible for this and wallows in self-hatred that Noir uses in an attempt to corrupt her. Whip and Rio go to save her. Rio makes her waffles and remind her of her other feelings, and she transforms. She also uses his waffles to make the parfait. So awesome. They defeat the bad guys for the day, and Rio dies because he took an attack intended for Parfait. His transparent body now laid at an altar to Lumiere, the legendary PreCure. Parfait enrolls into the same school as the girls. A prince from some random country visits and proposes to Macaron. Chocolate doesn't think Macaron should accept this proposal and interferes, being confused for a boy by the prince and doesn't realize it until the end of said episode. It's a great episode. They have a beach adventure. Gelato gets to perform at the same event as her idol, but they're performing at the same time. Pudding gets to meet the author of her favorite book and helps him with a food experiment. Macaron walks into one of Alessio's traps knowingly and willingly. The high school has a Wonderland-themed festival that Chocolate's sickly sister goes to. Alessio targets her and goes, "Your sister or the rest of the people?" He loses, but still, low blow. Whip's mom visits home as a surprise. She also visits the cafe. She, however, has to go back overseas the next day. Whip is sad, but doesn't want to show it because her mom once told her as a younger kid that if she keeps smiling, she can make everyone happy. If everyone is happy, then you would have everything to smile about. Because she won't show her true emotions, all her strawberry cakes end in failure. Her mom eventually has a heart-to-heart with Whip, and the girl finally cries. After a good cry, she can make the cake. And this is something, like, I and my sister relate to, and I kind of want to make my sister watch that episode, because she's taken a lot of things our parents have said to heart into almost a kind of extreme, which is not good or healthy. So, yeah, I also struggle with it. One of them is you can be just as sick at home as you can be at school. So I struggle to make sure, like, hey, I shouldn't be here. I should go home and rest and sleep and not come to work horribly sick. I went to work a couple of times at an arcade I worked at, very sick, very delirious, and I had to take like every like Dayquil just to make it for the day. The people who saw me taking my medication were just like, damn, you take your drugs like a champ, because I can't swallow pills. I have to take liquid medication. So I got very good at taking shots. Damn, it sucks. But I need to make sure my sister watches that episode. Just like, hey, watch this episode, and I want to see if it like helps her with some of her issues. Because yeah, our parents aren't gonna like come and be like, oh, that thing I said, it was wrong of me to say it in that way, or I didn't mean to do it all the time, blah blah blah. But whatever. The Cures each get their own crystal animal. They go to Lumiere's shrine to ask her ghost about it and wind up in the past. They meet the past Lumiere. Barberry also traveled to the past. She was a small child in this time, which means Barberry has been alive since the time of the legendary PreCure. As a teen, she realizes Noir was the cause for her being left all alone originally. Girl's worldview is broken and goes crying to the Cures. Whip makes Lumiere a kangaroo-themed cupcake. Lumiere goes to fight Noir while sending the Cures and Barberry back to her time. The Cures comfort Barberry, who is confused by this, but she's purified and joins Cure Parfait's restaurant as an employee. Yay, new employee. Now Cure Parfait, yeah, she's got one employee. Her brother's still in a coma. Crystal animals are now awake and will cause shenanigans in their cute little gummy forms. Example, Macaron and her crystal animal switch bodies for an episode. Gelato invites Pudding to a corporate event that her family is holding at her mansion. Pudding is excited about trying a dessert from a famous dessert maker. The butler forces Pudding to learn eating etiquette. The other Cures show up at the event because Cure Parfait is a famous chef, and they're all helping her cook. Yay, cooking assistant. While alone, two businessmen approach Pudding because she was with Gelato. When they realize she's just a normal schoolgirl, they leave her disappointed. Diablo causes trouble at the party. The Cures beat him while Gelato and Pudding strengthen their friendship. Chocolate participates in the neighborhood sports festival. She falls sick and tries to hide it so that she doesn't let people in her neighborhood down. Whip finds out and insists that she rest. Whip takes her place, and since they're neighbors, the boss of where Parfait used to work in France comes to town. She wants Parfait to move back to France. She says things that make the other Cures believe they're holding Parfait back. She also wants Parfait to compete in a pastry chef contest in France. Barberry tells Parfait to do whatever she wants, since it's her dream anyway. Parfait decides to stay in town. Pecorine has a dream of Lumiere and wakes up in human form. Her human form is an elementary school-aged child. She wants to help the Cures, so she runs her first errand by going grocery shopping. I have been loving first errand episodes recently, so this is super duper cute. Though she uses a lot of her Kira energy to help the Cures beat Grave later in the episode, causing her to lose the ability to turn human. For now. A bunch of fairies visit from around the world, and the Cures make sweets for them while the elder fairies have a meeting. Meanwhile, Grave attacks the town, turning the townsfolk into his little minion dudes, causing the Cures to hesitate while fighting them. We get a resurrected Rio, now endued with power from Lumiere, to help out. The PreCure wiki lists this form as Cure Waffles. He is not called this in the show at any point, though. However, the wiki states that this form is referred to as such in an art book for the series. Rio and Barberry hold off Grave while the Cures make sweets in an attempt to save the townspeople. Rio's wand breaks as he blocks Grave's attacks towards the girls. While the Cures fight Grave, the fairies and the animals of the town make sweets to revive the Cure energy. Once the Cures defeat Grave, Alicio turns Grave into a card and leaves, telling the Cures that the real battle starts now. Rio, now awake and normal, lives with a very excited Parfait. She wants to reacquaint him with the town. Alicia goes around town at night disguised as Rio, stealing Cura energy from the shops. The next day, the owners come to Parfait's shop to accuse Rio. Parfait defends her, bro. Rio denies it, but he feels guilty about what he did in the past. He winds up running away. He feels if he stays with Parfait, he'll fall into the darkness again. Chocolate and Macaron fight and defeat the devil in town at night, showing the townsfolk it wasn't Rio. Parfait comforts her brother, Rio, and gets him to stay in town. Gelato's band member, Kai, is leaving the band after their next battle of the band. Gelato becomes depressed over this, so the Cures throw a sleepover to cheer her up. Gelato decides to write the final song the band will perform with Kai. Alicio attacks during their last performance. Gelato's parents even come to see it. Her parents say Gelato should be free to pursue the world of music. When the butler asks what about the family business, Gelato's father responds, "We have a war of the air already, do we not?" And then puts his hand on the butler's shoulder. Putting auditions to be an assistant on a cooking show since she has become more confident. Alicio burns Pudding's precious recipe book. Chocolate tells her sister that she wants to become a researcher to learn more about her condition. Her sister objects, not wanting Chocolate to do so just for her. Later that day, her sister gets a call from Alicio, who makes her feel guilty and kidnaps her, once again going after the sister. Rude. Very, very rude. You know that audio of "that was rude" from that musical that's going around? That is how I feel about this. When the Cures learn of the sister's disappearance, they go searching for her. Chocolate winds up in the dark realm and has a one-on-one with Alicio. When the other Cures get there, they attempt to free Chocolate's sister from a snowman monster. The sisters have a heart-to-heart and free the sister with the power of love. You got to believe in the power of love. Then they beat Alicio. Macaron suggests they throw a Christmas party at the cafe. She goes all out, decorating and making perfect macarons with Parfait's help. She announces at the party that she plans on leaving to the kingdom where the prince who proposed to her in episode 25 is from, to study about sweets abroad. This is episode 45, so a whole 10 episodes later. And I know a lot of people, they would consider that episode 25 with the prince to be a filler episode, but it was more of a character development episode, and I like that it's being called back again. Because a lot of people, they call it filler, but sometimes it's just, we're developing the characters, and so that you'll like them more. So, yeah. I enjoyed the filler. And also, sometimes a filler episode is a great way to, like, in case you don't want to show your friend just episode 1, a filler episode is sometimes a great way to introduce a show to somebody, especially if you grew up like me, where you had to wait a specific time for cable and stuff. The internet's awesome. I can just watch this shit whenever the fuck I want. I don't have to be home or set up a DVR or a VHS player to, like, record it for me and make sure it's set to the right channel to record that channel. Everyone is shocked by the news, especially Pecorin. Macaroon assures Pecorin and the others that no matter how far apart they are, they'll always be together in their hearts. Whip wonders what exactly she wants to do as her birthday approaches. Actually, let me make sure this is actually the correct age for her. Because it says... Yep. I wanted to make sure it was actually the correct age that I wrote here. While celebrating Whip's 14th birthday with her parents and friends at the cafe, Noir, now fused with Alicio, attacks. Noir stains the whole town into darkness. Lumiere protects the Cures from one of his attacks. We find out that Alicio and Noir were originally one. Alicio being an empty shell of his body that he filled with dark energy. Noir scoffs at Lumiere for lecturing him about broken hearts when she broke his heart in the first place. The Cures are like, what happened between y'all? And Noir shows a flashback of him and Lumiere's first meeting. She found him collapsed and brought him in and fed him. She has Noir try to make sweets. Noir asks if she'll make sweets all her life and what awaits her at the end. Lumiere answers she's unsure, but she prefers to make people smile in the present. All the sweet Noir makes turns gray. Lumiere says they should try again, but Noir says it's hopeless. He was born and grew up in darkness and battles. Noir says she should make sweets only for him since she said she would make him smile. Very selfish. Lumiere's only response is, I'm sorry. Instead of stating that she wants to make everyone smile if she makes only for him, that won't do. Lumiere says that she had to put her duty as a PreCure first and couldn't make him smile. The Cure believes they can make Noir smile. We'll each have a blast feud. Alessio separates from Noir, saying this fight never ends. It's time to be rid of it all. He turns Noir and Lumiere into cards. He uses the cards to make a dull color world with no emotion. Pecorin and Chavo are the only two with feelings and memories intact since they were in the cafe case. Grave, now revived as a cop, checks everyone to make sure no one has emotions. Pecorin makes donuts for the Cures in an attempt to get them back to normal. She gets arrested by Grave and taken to the incinerator building. When they put her donuts in the incinerator, the donuts explode and turn into dollops of cream that fall from the sky. The Cures run to the building, but still without memories. Pecorin tried to leave. Grave says Alessio has instructed him not to take anyone's life, which, yay for one moral, I guess? Even after Grave kicks Pecorin around, she refuses to give up. It's her turn to protect what she loves. Pecorin gains her human form again and transforms into Cure Pecorin, a donut-themed PreCure. Still think it should have been called Cure Donut. While fighting Grave and his minions, the other Cures regain their memories and powers. They trap Grave and minions in a net, and Alessio comes down from the sky. Alessio is fused with Lumiere and Noir. Blah, blah, blah. Alessio is fused with the Lumiere and Noir cards to fight the Cures. During the fight, everyone gains their feelings back and boosts the Cure's attacks. Alessio's injured, seeing that the same fight is doomed to repeat, swallows the world, the Cures too, and into his body. Everyone is trapped in a bubble inside his abdomen. Charu uses his remaining Kira energy to free the Cures before becoming an even fainter ghost of just Kira energy. Everyone else is also kind of freed, too. They find Alessio in a bubble. He says it's pointless, as he has no Kira energy. The Cures say no, and we get a flashback of Noir and Lumiere's fight from 100 years ago, which means Barry is over 100 years old, and she looks great. That or she was in a magic coma for a while, who knows. Noir picks up the cupcake Lumiere made him and turns it into dark energy as he puts it into his body's shell, creating Alessio. Whip goes, "You have a heart too," holding the purified Kira energy that was used to create him. This surprises Alessio, who believed himself to be an empty shell. Macaron says his heart was born from the Kira energy of Noir and Lumiere, which means Alessio is essentially their child, their magically made child. Pecorin says they should mix it up, and Alessio asks if he can really be mixed in. And by mix it up, I don't know if I stated it earlier, that's the phrase they use when they kind of like purify the bad guys and turn everything back to normal at the end. He says the world is already gone, and Whip says you never know unless you try. Alessio agrees to try turning into sweet energy. The Cures use their magic to rebuild the world. As the Cures skydive into the newly built world, Alessio says he looks forward to the world they'll create and releases Noir's and Lumiere's cards into the wind. The other cures made a huge cake on top of the town's hill for Whip to blow out the candles for her birthday. Charo, Rio, and Barberry are the only ones who remember what happened aside from the cures. Whip's birthday party is still underway at the cafe. The last episode, 49, is an epilogue. Macaron meets the pink cure from Hug Ito, who is called Curiella, I believe. I just call her Hug Ito's pink, for the sake of the script. On her way to the cafe, Hugito's pink has a magic baby with her. They find Whip's travel guides and learn about her dreams and wants to travel. Whip admits she does, but she won't. Pecorin believes it's her fault because she can't run the cafe yet. Charu's body wakes up due to smelling the Kira energy from the food Hugito's pink has brought. They fight Charu's body, and Hugito Pink helps out. Charu finally gets his body back, and Whip is willing to travel the world making sweets for everyone now. Charu gives her the portable cafe to take with her. Many years later, Pecorin runs a cafe with Charu. Rio and Parfait and Barberry work together at her restaurant. Pudding is working in food science. Gelato is a rock star with at least 2 of her OG bandmates. Chocolate is a medical student. Macaron is on some beach in a colorful city with a short hairdo now. We see what I believe to be a reincarnated Noir, Diablo, and Lumiere at an elementary school age. An adult Whip asks them what's wrong. Noir says Lumiere is a crybaby, and Lumiere retorts it's because he's mean to her. Whip gives them cupcakes with bunnies on them. The kids say they're yummy. Whip says their smiles are beautiful before announcing that the cafe is open. And the series ends here. Impressions and feelings. In case I didn't record that earlier, I can just cut it and move it ahead. The series was fun to watch. I don't like that the main conflict stems from why won't you bake just for me? But the other food-based PreCure series, which is Delicious Party PreCure, was I shall own all the food because I want to feel important and I have daddy issues. So I'm sensing a theme here with the 2 food-themed PreCures. I don't know if there's another food-themed PreCure somewhere. But so far, I've done 2 of these, and the scripts were written back to back. I love Alicio in that he feels like the fight just never ends, and so his solution is to make the world emotionless, and then just nuke it all when it fails. He also knew how to manipulate everyone before the backstory was revealed in the last few episodes. With the backstories of the characters and the writing layouts, I got really invested and interested in the characters themselves. So I do like PreCure a la mode more than I like Delicious Party. It's just my preference of the 2. But I don't like it as much as I like Tropical Rouge. I'm also just now realizing that I've reviewed 2 food-based shows back to back, like legit. I wrote the Delicious Party script and then I immediately started working and writing this script. And I was writing multiple scripts at once, but this script got done first and it still hasn't been recorded yet. So this script was written back in like 2023 and it's 2025 now. If that gives you any indication. Though I might have started writing it in 22. I don't remember anymore. Time is a construct. So my current ranking for PreCure a la mode is B rank. Outro. Thank you everyone for watching this video. The script is 37 pages handwritten and then 10 pages typed. I wrote this whole script. Somebody praise me, please. My hand hurt a shit ton from doing it. If you've watched PreCure a la mode, what are your thoughts on the show? Who is your favorite character? I'd love to talk to you in the comments down below. They are very great for the YouTube algorithm and our overloads. And let's go ahead and thank my Way Past Cool Patreon and Ko-fi supporters. Kaleidoscope Chick, TwdTeacakes, Axel1154, Cassy G, Jdsj, Axel Alcaraz, SemiRandomSevens, and Micah. You guys are all awesome. Thank you very, very much. I greatly appreciate you guys. If you guys would also like to have your names read on the count at the end credits, feel free to support me on Patreon or Ko-fi. I have my commissions are all open on my Ko-fi. My Patreon, you can get early access to art, these videos. This is being recorded as a live stream to YouTube right now. So, well, me reading the script is being recorded to YouTube. That's private and only for my Patreon followers and the Ko-fi supporters. So, if you guys want to do that, feel free. Another way you can support me, I don't currently make monetization off of YouTube. I'm missing that watch time, that lovely metric. So if you want to just put on my videos on the background and like listen to them or whatever to help me reach that watch time, I would be very grateful. I have multiple ebooks that I've written. I'm currently working on a series of writing cute, fluffy short stories that are like slice of lifey. Most of them are gay. The first one, The Kelpie Makes Dinner, which is about a Kelpie who's trying to make dinner for his witch boyfriend, is out now, and I'm working on a graphic novel of that you can see the rough sketches and thumbnails for up on my Patreon. I have my Redbubble, where you can get my artwork on things like stickers, shirts, masks, all that stuff. I have mermaids, animals with knives, some Sonic themed stickers. So if you're interested, go check that out. And yeah, thank you all very, very so much for being here, for watching all the way. Let me know who is your favorite PreCure or character in PreCure a la mode.